Life. We can either be bystanders or creators. Now is the time to awaken to your divine identity and the power of the I Am within, to create a joyous and fulfilled life no matter what your circumstances are. There are answers to life's big questions, and there is a spiritual path that you can walk in this modern world that leads to soul liberation and ascension. In this dawning age of Aquarius, we're called upon to manifest the light of the mighty I Am presence to the world.
Hello and welcome back to the Fellowship Chronicles, where we dive deep into the mysteries of the soul, the teachings of the Ascended Masters, and the sacred path to spiritual freedom in the Aquarian Age. Today's episode is one of those topics that bridges the mystical and the practical, because it touches every single one of us. We're talking about your Book of Life. Yes, your divine ledger. The one that holds the records of every thought, word, feeling, and action you've ever taken across lifetimes. And here's the powerful part. You can change it. You can rewrite your past and your future through spiritual alchemy, especially through Saint Germain's sacred gift, the violet flame. Let's explore how. First, what is the Book of Life? In Revelation 20:12, the Apostle John wrote, "The dead were judged out of those things which were written in the books according to their works." The books refer to what we now understand through the Ascended Master's teachings as each soul's individual book of life, a detailed karmic record of all experiences, both good and bad. This isn't symbolic, it's literal. Every soul has a personal record inscribed in a substance called akasha, a fine spiritual energy in the etheric plane. This is where all events are imprinted, much like data is stored in a cosmic cloud, but with divine intelligence behind it. Saint Germain describes it in a Saint Germain on Alchemy as a dimension where the layers of history can be read by Ascended Masters and spiritual adepts, just as an archaeologist reads the layers of the earth. According to the teachings of the Ascended Masters, it's the keeper of the scrolls who is a cosmic being in charge of these records. He works with a band of angels known as the Angels of Record, or recording angels. Every soul has a recording angel assigned to them. At the end of each day, this angel submits your soul's daily record to the keeper of the scrolls, an entry in your Book of Life. Pretty interesting, right? To think that there is an entry into our Book of Life after each day, whether our day was productive, wasted, or worse yet, a misuse of God's energy. These records are then used in several ways. One, by the members of the karmic board when they review your soul's progress. Now, the karmic board is made up of 8 Ascended Masters who oversee divine justice for our system of worlds. They're responsible for balancing mercy, judgment, and karma for every soul. Before and after each incarnation, every soul stands before this board. Before birth, we're given our life assignment and karmic baggage. The Lords of Karma serve as divine mediators, helping decide when, where, and to whom our souls will incarnate. They do this using those detailed daily records kept by the Keeper of the Scrolls and the recording angels. Working with our I Am presence in Christ's self, the karmic board ultimately determines when a soul has balanced enough karma to graduate from the cycle of reincarnation. Next, by the Ascended Masters, when they petition for dispensations on your behalf. If you're new to the term, a dispensation is a spiritual grant of energy given to help us fulfill our mission and serve others in need. But just like a loan from the bank, dispensations come with responsibility. You're expected to use that energy wisely and for its intended purpose. We can't take these divine gifts for granted. There's no guarantee they'll always be available. Accountability is the key. And the records are even used by your higher self when determining your next incarnation, your spiritual assignments, and your karmic opportunities. On October 13, 1972, Mother Mary revealed something extraordinary. She said, "The keeper of the scrolls will draw forth from the Book of Life in your behalf, if you will call to him and to the Lords of Karma, those pages that require seeing and examination if you are to make the proper calls." In other words, you can ask to be shown the key karmic records that are holding you back, so you can deal with them consciously and invoke the sacred fire to transmute them. Saint Germain teaches that the past does not have to define us. You can change history, he says. By invoking the violet flame, you can transmute records that are not of the light. Here's the key. Once a record is transmuted by the sacred fire and you do not repeat the mistake, it is permanently erased from your book of life. God then writes into that place your divine pattern, the one that should have been lived had the karmic interference never occurred. That's the mercy. That's the miracle. That's alchemical transformation. Now, your causal body is that radiant electronic body above you. It's also a kind of cosmic account book. It contains the positive record of how you've used free will constructively, all your love, service, and accomplishments. But the electronic belt around the base of your spine contains the negative karmic record, a record of your misuse of God's light. And the good news? You can draw down the good karma of your causal body and transmute the records in the electronic belt with spiritual tools like decrees to the violet flame, calls to the I Am presence, surrendering the human ego, and making peace with your past. So if you're feeling the weight of your past, if you've ever wondered why certain patterns keep repeating in your life, know this. You have the authority to change the story. You are not your past. You are not your karma. You are a son or daughter of God with the power of co-creation. Use the violet flame. Make the call to the keeper of the scrolls. Ask to be shown what you must see. Then rise each day and write a new page in your book of life, one filled with light, love, and victory. Thank you for joining us today on the Fellowship Chronicles. If this episode inspired you, share it with someone ready to begin a new chapter in their soul's journey. And remember, Saint Germain has given us the key. The rest is up to us. Until next time, keep the flame, walk in light, and rewrite your story with divine power.
Thank you for joining us today. And if you enjoyed this message, please subscribe and share. Until next time, be blessed and keep shining your light.